What's up, YouTube? Here's what the women still aren't understanding. It's not enough for you to come on and say, I want this sort of black dude, I want the upstanding, or I want the black dude with the job, this, that, and the third. It's not enough, okay? We want to know why. That's important. Why? Here's my point. Okay, let's say I meet girl A, which is, she's an upstanding black woman, she's doing everything that black men want to see and some, okay? And she knows for whatever reason that I have a history of dating the wrong type of black woman, okay? Now, if she asks me, okay, why are you moving on? Like, why do you want a woman who's doing what I'm doing? Because we are somewhat different. Clearly, girl A is different from girl B, and then girl B is, the black chick who is doing everything that we don't want to see. So obviously, they're not the same. So I would expect girl A to ask me, why me? Why are you choosing me? Right? We are kind of different. It's not like, one day you ate spaghetti, and the next day you ate pizza. It's all Italian. It's like, you ate spaghetti one day, but the next day you want Chinese. Why Chinese? It's a whole different country. It's a whole different flavor. So she's going to ask that logically. Okay? Now, what if I told her, oh, well, I don't like the way girl B dresses. I like the way you dress. How is she going to take that? Okay? She's probably going to look at me crazy. Is that it? Right? So you're leaving her because she dresses better? Isn't because she embodies all the things that I'm not? So she's going to say, well, if she got a better wardrobe, you'd be with her. Right? And right then and there, my chances with girl A would be done. Right? It makes sense. It's obvious. It's stupid. I tell my sister this all the time, my younger sister. Ask. Don't just, be flattered by a dude who likes you and wants to pursue you. Ask why. And hold on to everything he says in detail. Okay? And if what he says is bullshit, then you move on. That is his one shot to really sell himself. If he blows it, then he blows it. Okay? He should know what he's dealing with. Pure and simple. But, the women, what they don't understand is we want to know. Like I said before, to me, there really isn't this spectrum of black men. You have your bad, the ones in the middle, and then your good ones. To me, there's the productive black man and the unproductive one. And there's a big, and it's like we're separated by the Grand Canyon. Okay? So it takes a lot of energy to move from side to side. So if you start off on one side and you end up on the other side, I want to know why. Because there's a big amount of energy that is needed to cross that canyon. Okay? And like I said, you ask these women, and this is coming from personal experience, dealing with women who are quote unquote in that whole, right, the upstanding black woman category. You ask these women, so why are you moving on? Okay, even in college, you were still kind of attracted to these type of men. Why all of a sudden? Okay, I really wouldn't question you if you made that jump as soon as you got to school. But you clearly started college, you were clearly on your whole path to your profession, and these dudes were still around you. So why the change now? I even have more of a right to question it, especially in terms of the timing. Okay? Why now? And you ask these women this question, okay? And what do they tell you? Typically, what do they tell you? He doesn't have a job. Okay? He doesn't have a job. And people might applaud and say, oh, yeah, get a man who has a job. But at the end of the day, ask yourself, right, if you guys are separated in terms of the productive black man and the unproductive one, if you're separated by the Grand Canyon and she's telling you she wants to switch over because he doesn't have a job, how does that make you feel? Okay? In a nutshell, she's telling you that there is no difference between you two. The only difference is you have money and he doesn't. So if this dude has some money, whether he, robbed a bank, or, he hit the jackpot, or he won the lotto, I would still be with him. And that's the whole point that the women don't understand. Okay, we're asking why. The women want to stand up and say, they're ready for good black men. But when we ask why, there is no response, or typically you get the whole idea, I want a man with a job. Like I said before, you should be offended as a black woman if I told you, hey, I want to date you because I feel like you dress better. I feel like you're more presentable. Because I know that there's also a Grand Canyon separating the whole productive black woman versus the unproductive black woman. Okay, to me, there is no go-betweens. There is no women in the middle. It's either you get it or you don't. There is no maybes. So you should be offended. Okay, this is why in my opinion, a lot of professional black women get annoyed with black men sometimes, and I understand partly, I understand some of your frustrations because some of them are legit when black men approach you and they come at you stupidly. Oh, you're not ghetto, or your hair is nice, or you dress nice, or you speak a certain way. Oh, your hair is not purple, right? You would feel slighted. You would feel annoyed. I completely understand when black women feel that way. I raised my little sister to get upset if anybody comes at her this way, even in high school. Okay? Even in high school, she already understands. There's no time for that BS. So in her eyes, most of the black men are already written off. Her boyfriend is black. Okay, and she desires black men, but she understands the difference. Okay, she's 17, and she already understands that there is no go-betweens. It's like the Grand Canyon. But for the women, it's constant. It's a constant level of disrespect. Oh, you dress nice. Oh, you're clean cut. It's always something physical. It's always something that, to be real with you, the unproductive dude can go get in a couple of hours. I mean, think about it. If you are saying, right, you want the productive black man over the non-productive one, but the non-productive one, right, can make up the stagger, can make up the difference in a couple of days or even a week, there's a problem. Like I said before, it's the Grand Canyon. It's going to take a lot to cross that canyon. And you're not going to do it anytime soon. But the way black women act, they act as if the gap between the productive black man and the unproductive one is like a pothole. Okay, and you could just step over it. There's no real big difference. And that's how we feel. And like I said before, I know what the women are saying when they come on and they say how they're constantly disrespected by black men because they're undervalued. I completely understand. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to understand why. Okay, but when it comes to black men, you constantly get this, and, the women want to act like what's wrong. Where's the flaw in that? Okay, people come on and they want to talk about white America being our biggest enemy, or just, the old way of thinking. And I would say that, yeah, they're part of the problem. But to me, my biggest annoyance in life is the black men who don't do what they're supposed to do. Okay, because for every building that I try to put up, they're tearing one down. And sometimes I believe that, they're tearing down more buildings than men put up, because it's easier to tear something down, right? It's easier to destroy something than to build something. Okay? And oftentimes, the men, we don't make this clear enough because we don't want to be petty. Okay? We don't want to be written off as, they're jealous or this is an issue. So we tend to keep quiet. But sometimes when you keep stuff in, what happens? it comes out, in an ugly manner. Just look at the flare-ups on YouTube. To me, most of the flare-ups on YouTube have more to do with people having misplaced anger and frustration that comes out, right, in a manner that really, isn't the proper avenue. Hence the whole idea of, the hair. I think the hair is more so about something else, but it comes out in terms of the hair. But that's a different story. I'm almost over 11 minutes. So there's a gaping difference. So if you're going to come out a productive black dude, okay, but you are unaware of the Grand Canyon, you're going to fall into that canyon. Okay? That's exactly what's going to happen to you. So hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from. Cutting it close here. You guys take it easy. God bless.